Hey guys, I figured I'd record a little video for you today showing off some of the cabs that I've been cutting over the last, what, 11 years? I got my first machine when I was 10 and I'm 21 and a half now, so like 11 and a half years. Here, we'll just get right into it. See here, we got, this is my case of Lake Superior agates that I've done cabochons out of. Some real nice colors out of them. You can put my hand there so you can see them for scale. That one's got some real cool colors in it. These two are some of my favorites, especially that one. I think those two came off the same stone, but I'm not sure. That guy has a few little fractures in him, which is too bad. This one here is a condor agate. I've had some issues with that. I put like 3 hours or something into doing this one, because as you can see here, it's double-sided. Here, let me wipe it off. It's gotten pretty fingerprinty. So all those scratches, that's just smudges on there. But right in the center of each of those sides, due to how shallow that the cabs were, I've had dull spots, and I still gotta figure out how to do that. But I really like that stone. We got this one here. This one reminds me of a comet falling through the atmosphere, burning out. Then this guy is amazing. If you look at how fine those bands are, yeah, and you can see there's some shadowing up near the top where the shadow moves back and forth with the stone. And I love the colors in that. Took a really good polish. This little guy had some fractures in it as I was cutting it, and then that little top part broke off, so I gotta recut it. I'll probably take off some of this stuff when I cut it and make a smaller cab out of it. That's nicer. This one here is really interesting. It's got some pink to it, pink and clear, but it is a Lake Superior agate. Jump back over to here. This guy I really like. You can see the crystals of the quartz, how they grew, and then the agate formed around them. And so you got the really jagged edges of the agate. I think that's cool. This guy, I think, came off of... Those three, I think, were off of the same piece or similar pieces. This guy here is not a Laker. This one's actually a Fairburn agate. I know you're not supposed to cut those, people that are into agates. But I did a little, like, teardrop shape. It's really cool. You can see through that line right there. You can see all the way through it if you get a light behind it. I really like that one. The colors and the pattern. That one's a nice slab of it. And then we got a piece of little amethyst here. Look at how purple this one is. You can actually see it's got some chevron to it. So you have the layering of the clear and amethyst. And it actually kind of creates a bit of a reflection where the amethyst meets the quartz. There's a bit of a like chatoyance or something inside of there. We'll come back to that last one in a minute. This guy here is a rutilated quartz, or tourmalinated quartz. Really nice. There's actually, let's see if we can get it. It's not really showing up. You can see it a little bit. There's flashes of rainbow in there. This one is a little tourmaline crystal that grew inside a quartz, and I polished that one up. I thought that turned out pretty interesting. You can see the crystal faces of it through the quartz on the backside. This one here is a Laker. I don't really know why I polished it. I honestly should like cut it in half and round that side off. Might show up more of that pattern. It's not a great stone. This one here, though, in terms of great stones, this is one of my nicest agates that I've cut. I think it's a crazy lace. But I mean, look at that. Just such perfect banding, and I mean, bright red color to it. And I love those little polka dots, those little red polka dots throughout the banding right along there. Even the back's pretty cool. This guy was super hard to, like, the material was really hard. Okay, now we'll talk about this one. So this one is Utah Bubble Opal, I believe. Look at that flash in there. I love that flash. It's real hard to get pictures of this one, but you can see all that what's basically plume inside of there that the bubble opal is on top of, and it just creates those amazing flashes to it. Okay, so that's the first case. I'll set that one over there. We'll go on to my next case here. So I got a big variety of stuff. Nice little teardrop of labradorite. Has a nice little spot of flash on that side. That guy's cool. I don't, Versite maybe, I think. I forget, that one's a rainbow fluorite. And there's actually quite a bit of prehnite and epidote. This stuff that I've cut, I got a bunch of slabs of that. That are pretty cool. That one's a full, you can see where there's a cavity inside. The epidote is a little black crystal, and the prehnite's the green. That's a big chunk of petrified wood. You can see how big it is compared to my hand. I think I left the natural wood texture on the back side of that one. I like to do that with petrified wood because it has just such a cool texture. This guy just looks like a plank of wood. I love that. That's stromatolite there. That one came off that same one as that one. Another labradorite cab. The flash, yeah. Real good flash to that one. I kind of like the way that epidote formed there. That's Nebraska blue agate. The state stone for Nebraska, I think. We'll just go. This guy's kind of cool. Has those two little dots on either end. I don't think this one is completely finished. It's real hard. You can see it from the side. Those are rutile crystals going up through, but I cut it. And normally where you cut the stone that way, I cut the stone this way just because I had a bunch of it and I wanted to see what it looked like. And it turned out okay. Not amazing because a lot of the crystals are head on. And so they kind of are invisible. This guy, you can see it when you're holding it more than when you're looking around on camera. But that's a hematite with some banding and stuff in there. The color shows up more when you're looking at it. Not great on camera. That guy's pretty cool with a little eye there. Smoky quartz. I love this guy. This isn't so much a cab, more just like a face polish on it. But look at the wooden texture on the back side of it. I've had this stuff out for sale at places and haven't sold. This stuff I haven't sold. But still some really neat stuff. I actually don't sell anything, even though I try. But I love that texture. I mean, it just looks like you'll rip the chunk out of a tree and turn it into a cab. There's another one that has that back texture on it. I love this, find some of this tan wood around here. Great colors. There's couple more pieces of it right there. This guy's cool. He's a little, 1/2 of a geode. If you flip it over, you can see it was a little geode, and I made a cab out of the outside of it. I think he's awesome. You had to set him open front and back. That's a little pair of horn coral that I sliced in half and made 2 cabs out of. Little tortella, nice dark smoky quartz. A couple more neat pieces of petrified wood that I made cabs out of. Okay, let's look at the next tray of them. Make sure I get that other tray on there. Okay, so this is starting to get into some of my real nice stuff, some of my favorites. This guy is rutile and hematite. So the hematite crystals formed in the rutile grew off the edges of the hematite. That guy's a little bit milky, the quartz, but it's still real cool. This is a cab of iolite. So if you look at it here, it's like a nice blue, and you see it turns dark like that. It's dichroic, maybe, where it changes color depending on the angle you're looking at it. But I mean, look at the color in that thing. You know, normally they would cut the cab face on that way, but my slab of it when I got it was thin like this. So this is about the only way I could cut it. But I think it turned out real nice. Real happy with that one. That's a cab of Smithsonite. Blue agate. It's not Nebraska blue. I don't know what kind of blue that one is. That is Tampa Bay coral that I made a cab out of. There's a little laker. I kept a little natural edge on that one. Piece of jazz. I love the color of that piece of wood right there. That's from that same kind of wood from around here. Just look at the color that stuff can have. And this one is malachite and what do they call that? I'll come back when I think of it. And then we have more condor agate. That's some pink tourmaline running through like milky quartz. Pretty cool. That one right there is actually it's not rhodochrosite. That's just like gem quality rhodonite because it has the black in there. So that's how you can tell it's not rhodochrosite because it's not crystalline. Rhodochrosite is crystalline, like this, like that one is rhodonite also. That's rhodochrosite. It's, you know, the difference is it's crystalline or non-crystalline in its formation. And that's a cab of turquoise, like with some other minerals running through there. I love this little guy. Look at the little spray of those crystals. I think that's like a fairy garden quartz or something, but then it has some other minerals running through it. That's a really nice cab. Now this is one of my favorites I've done. That's some more of that fairy garden quartz. I'll pick it up and look at it. But it just has so much depth and like, yeah, I have it kind of expensive, but honestly, if I didn't sell that one, I would be fine because I really like that cab. Those are some honey agates. There's some more turquoise. That's Kingman turquoise that we got. I went down to Tucson earlier this year and bought a bunch of rock. That's some more rutilated quartz. There's a nice little sun pattern to it. There's that rhodonite. Now look at how dark purple that amethyst is. And you can actually see some running up through that edge right there. You can see some growth patterns to it, the layers that made it as it laid it down. And if you look at it sideways, let's see if it'll show up. So that dark purple, yeah, you can kind of see them. So that dark purple is the banding runs like sideways and then parallel towards the top. So that's like the corner of the crystal would have been up here, and then but that you're looking at one of the layers head on, and so it kind of has that real dark look to it. This one is a form of calcite. Cobalt calcite is what it was. Real nice, clear pink color. There's a agate of some sort. I don't know for sure. That one's a Lake Superior agate. Nice little rose quartz cab. Some rhodochrosite. That's more gem quality rhodonite. It's another rhodochrosite. You can see the crystal, non-crystalline crystal look to it. Some blue tiger eye, layered jasper. That one's a tektite, which is a impact glass from like a meteorite. You can see that texture on the outside. And if you look through it with a real bright light, let's see if it'll show up. Nope, see this one's not. Oh, there you go. You can see it a little bit. It's like a greenish yellow color. Oh, sorry. Video cut out there. I think I pushed the wrong button, but we'll get back into it. Got some other agates. This one's a really nice rutilated quartz. Look at that. I mean, it's just basically solid rutile with a little bit of quartz in there. I love, love, love that one. This guy turned out really nice. That's a Brazilian, I think. Um, really nice. That's more Tampa Bay coral right there. It's more smithsonite. You can see the voids in there are really neat. Um, little tiger eye cab, another Lake Superior agate. This little guy is tiny, but I couldn't waste a stone. I mean, look at that. It's like basically solid flash in there. So that'd be great for a little stone if you had some little need for a little stone. This, I took the point off of a citrine crystal and cut a little cab out of it. Polished the backside. I like very lightly touched the edges of the crystal just to make them less prone to getting damaged or something. But there you can see how I shaped it up. I thought that was make a real neat little cab if you needed a little cab for something. This one is a piece of malachite. Oh, that's malachite and azurite. I remember it now. You can actually see there's some shadowing in this one too. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but that was a really neat little stone. This guy is a God, I can't remember it. Not a Fairburn. Dry head agate, I think. Maybe TP Canyon. It's either dry head or TP Canyon agate. Another couple Lakers in the corner there. Then I think this one here is my favorite case. This is my best stuff. That last one was my best stuff that I had for sale. But this is my I'm not selling that. This guy's really neat. It's like a hematite, but then it has some other blue mineral, like they're copper based minerals. So that's not turquoise, that's chrysocolla, I think, in there with hematite. That's a lapis lazuli, a water drop. This guy's like a gem silica, I believe. All broken up and stuff. You can see some little voids and stuff in there, but I've rehealed with that agate around there. And I just, made it into a rough stone just so you could see what it looked like polished up. That's kyanite. That's a really nice piece of azurite with a little spray of malachite right in the center. And that stuff's pretty soft, but it polishes up, makes real nice caps. That one there is a Montana agate, but it looks like a piece of pie or a piece of watermelon with all the seeds in it. I actually found that one. We visited Montana. That little guy there, he's pretty small, like maybe the size of your fingernail. But that is hemimorphite, a really neat one. It's hemimorphite, and there were two other minerals in there that I forget what they were, but it wasn't much bigger that when I started. This guy, voice crack there. Let's get the light behind you. Look at the color of blue in that with the light behind it. Real nice color to it. That one is also smithsonite, but that's the blue form of smithsonite. Man, it was kind of pretty expensive to get this little piece, but man, it made a nice cap. I don't know what that one is. It's it's been brachiated, broken apart, and rehealed. Pretty cool. This guy is wavellite, but normally wavellite forms very thin between fractures. And it's kind of like a radial crystal, so there's one point in the center and it grows out radially, and so you get really thin pieces of it. But this one you had nice big enough void in there and it filled all the way to the center. This is some more of that epidote and prehnite, but it had those three little like scratch marks through it. It reminds me of the Monster logo, like the drink. I thought that was pretty cool. That guy actually broke and we had to re-glue him, but made a nice cab out of him. This is another one. You can see I cut it that same shape. I like that shape for some things. Just really interesting. I think you'd have to like put a cap on the top and then wrap some wire on the bottom edge to keep it into your cab. This guy is really cool. Kind of reminds me of the yin yang symbol a little bit. The way it like spirals up around there. There we go. This guy's nice. This one reminds me of a shield. It's malachite, but like the shape of the patterning and stuff in there reminds me of a shield. You can see some bigger epidote crystals running through that one. Spiderweb jasper. Let's see if we can catch the thing here. Ah! Good job. There, look at the flash in that one. Real nice flash. This guy is a layered quartz where you can see the past growth layers of it. I think that's chloride that caused that greenish color in there. You probably can't guess what this one is. Might look like a piece of petrified wood. It's a horse's tooth. Fossilized horse's tooth where it agatized through the voids, and I was able to polish it out. I think that one's really cool because a lot of them are too fragile or not solid enough to do that, but this guy just happened to be solid enough, and it has a real neat texture on the back side of it there. This piece of just glass clear quartz I found. I left the back on it all scratched up just because I think it's cool. It adds a cool texture to the front side. We got a piece of botryoidal hematite there. I polished the sides on it in the back. Left that front side. Oh, sorry, I have my finger in the way. Left that front side botryoidal on there. This one is wormwood. So there was wood and the worms dug through and left there the dust they leave, their poop. Then some of it agatized in the voids. Piece of dinosaur bone right there, real nice color. That's opalized wood. Some more dinosaur bone. Rulated quartz or tourmalinated quartz. That's another agate. I forget what that's from. I don't know right now. I don't know what this one was. I got a big chunk of that. Another big slab of that I have to cut some stones out of. But I thought the flashes in it were really cool. This is like a brachiated jasper, but I mean that looks like a modern art piece. You ever seen one? And there's some more agate. We'll get over there in a second. That one's kind of cool. The blue with the little red dots running through it. This is one. My mom is a silversmith, and that was one she was working on making a stone out of. Now look at this guy. Look at the flash. And that'd be when you put a cap on the top similar to that guy. Okay, so now on to my favorite three out of here. First off, we have this one. I mean, just look at that. Let me wipe off the front and the back. Ah, sorry. Okay, there we go. Look at that rutile. You're running through there. How glass clear that quartz is. Look at how it reflects the stuff through it. I think it's so cool. This guy, I went and did a presentation for a bunch of kids showing off how to cut cabochons and stuff. And some kids stole that. And I got it back a week later. Man, that one gave me a freaking heart attack. Now one of my other two favorites. So you can see, look at all the colors and flashes. and stuff. Like, you get the light behind it. Look at that. I just love that one. And this one, I kept the crystal face on the front. I need to find a way to polish those up. Get them to be more shiny because they're kind of a dull luster on the crystals. But I love that one. And now this one. Oh man. Look at the way those formed. And they're like purples on the ends of the crystals and then clear in the center of the crystals. But I mean, just look at that. I freaking love. And there's different lusters too. Like some of them, like these ones here, are really shiny, and the ones on the other side are kind of dull. This guy, too bad, the tip of that crystal broke off on there. But I mean, who cares? Really, it's still amazing. What I've been cutting on is the backside, like polishing up that backside, and the ends. This one's not done yet, but I need to get new wheels on my machine, and so I've only been able to work on it when I'm at other people's houses that have machines, because I'm just so freaking scared that I'm going to ruin it, break it apart, because there are some little fractures between those crystals, and I'm just so afraid that I'm going to destroy it. Scared the shit out of me. So that stuff maybe is 6 or 7 years worth of cutting, and what I'm about to show you is about 2 months worth of cutting everything I've done this summer. So I've only gone, here, we'll move down. I've only gone up to that third wheel right there. I still got 3 more wheels to go on these 2 trays worth of stuff. But I'm working on them. So this is just how I've done it. Sit down, do like 6 or 7 stones a day up to the third wheel, because then I just go do something else. This is one of my other favorites. Look at that formation of the quartz. Like, oh my god. And it's splotchy purple and clear. Oh my god, I love that stuff. It's even cool from the back because all those lines reflect onto the back. You can see some of the other quartz I've done. That was a stalactite right there. Same with that one. This one's like a lemon quartz, I think. Maybe it's like a light citrine. There's a rutilated quartz, but they're like a different kind of rutile, or it's something similar to rutile because it's like a more curvy crystal. You can call that Jupiter quartz. I've done a lot of rutilated quartz. I'll show you those in a minute. Rutilated with hematite. That one's rutilated with hematite, but it's mostly rutile and hematite with like a little layer of quartz on the top. Oh, I gotta go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Someone knocked on the door and I had to go see who it was. Okay, let's get back in. So we got the rutilated quartz. And so where is that one? That big fairy garden quartz I showed you before. That's the other half of that one. So you can see where they kind of went into that edge of that crystal, but didn't fill all the way to the center of it, and left it. This guy is really hard to tell. I don't think I have any. It's like, I think they call it 7-layer quartz or something. 7-layer quartz. It has like 7 different minerals, and that's some chevron amethyst. Dark. This guy is. That'll be really nice when it's a finished cab. Get over here. You got some. That's some more smithsonite, but it's like a pink version with some other little stuff going through it. That's more that cobalt calcite, but it's in matrix. Really neat. This guy is kind of like a skeletal amethyst with the little voids that formed in there, but I thought it made for a really neat cab. This is some more of that bubble opal, Utah bubble opal. That's just like an off-cut edge to it. I thought it was pretty cool. Has a little like red and yellow on the back. That is yttrium fluorite. So it's fluorite, but it has yttrium in it, and that causes that color. Some more real nice purple amethyst. Another some rutile and hematite, but they're like free floating chunks in really clear quartz. I thought that was cool. Okay, now we get over to the Nebraska blue agate that I've been cutting. See some nice druzy in the center of that one. Obviously not finished, polished, but you can see what colors and stuff they're gonna look like. Some real nice botryoidal has some. So the reds and stuff on the botryoidal on that are just like a surface deposition on top of the botryoidal. But you get it, and it's won't cover the entire thing. It'll be like partial. You can see like right along there. There's a line where the red just kind of stops, but it'll be like red, then yellow, then clear. There's some more of the Nebraska blue. So the Nebraska blue is a chalcedony, but it's a certain form of chalcedony that's like a darker color, more like that one. Some more of that botryoidal. Some more of the botryoidal. This guy kind of did like a swoopy shape to him. That was pretty cool. One last tray that I also did. And it's, they're semi organized. So I've done a bunch of malachite. Some real neat patterns and some of that stuff. That guy right there, really neat. I like that band of whatever that is running through it. This guy here, shadokite, I think. Yeah, shadokite, but it's pretty soft. And that's a finished polish on it. So, it's fairly soft material. That guy is malachite, azurite, and another copper mineral I can't think of. It's a piece of turquoise. And nice flash on that one. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a little emerald, but just rough. Some more of that epidote prehnite. Yeah, let's see if I can get a good visual of this one. It's hard to see, but you can see those little cells in there. They go all the way through the whole thing. And they show up better when it's wet. That is blue amber. It doesn't look very blue here, but it is blue. It's just hard to get a good look of it. Oh, this guy was pretty cool. This one's less of a cab and more just like a face polish on it, but look at the shape of that crystal. And I threw a polish on the other side, but you can see the lines, those layers like that, shining through, and they create all those little lines. That's pretty neat. That one there is some more of that Utah bubble opal. A couple pieces of, see if I can remember where it's from. It's opal, but I can't remember where it's from. This guy has dragon scales in there. I think that's pretty cool. And this other one, I was really disappointed. It was one whole stone in it. Broke it as it dried out. It broke into two pieces. There's another piece of malachite, but it's cut face on with the banding. It creates those really neat little bubbles. This may be more shadokite, but it also could be. It's not turquoise, I don't think. It's possible it's shadokite. I don't fully remember. So this is what the actual bubble opal is. You can kind of see those bubbles. Let's see if I can get it good. It's little reflections in it. They look kind of botryoidal. But that formed like up on top of where that other stuff was, and that was a layer beneath it. Some random stuff. Some more of that. That can imagine 2 watermelon seeds. This one's actually a kind of like a pinkish agatized wood. I love that text on the back. I love leaving texture on them when I can. Little eyes on that one. It's another piece of that Rooted Crochet that broke. I have to refinish polish. It was finished, but I gotta redo it. There's a neat agate right there. That's some more tourmaline crystal running through quartz. That's God, I'm having a hard time remembering names. Turquoise. Jeez, why can't I remember? I forget the name of this stuff also, but it's real neat. Got some cool flashes to it. Look at the flashes on that labradorite. Especially that teardrop one right there. It's just all flash. I have a whole bunch of this stuff that I gotta cut cabs for somebody else for. Some more kyanite, some more azurite and malachite, another piece of some more azurite, just plain basically. This will be some really nice stuff. And then I got a few more over here, just random things to show off. This is a nice one. That's that Nebraska blue, but it has the betroidal on the top. But it's really neat. I like that one a lot. See some petrified wood. What else we got? This guy, when I got him, he was all green. But after I got to the layers, that green turned to clear, so it was dyed. People selling dyed stones. This one's kind of interesting. I don't know for sure what that one is. It's neat. Crocite. Lake Superior agate. Kind of cool. Oh, there's another cab of that. Another big cab. That stuff has that flash running through it. Another piece of that brachiated jasper. This stuff is really neat. Oh, Lake Superior agate. I think this one matches up with one of the first ones I showed you. Boulder opal. Just a little flash in there. That's a Lake Superior agate. It is one of the weirdest ones I've ever seen. But yeah, the little dimples on the outside. And I mean, it's a Lake Superior. It's just freaking weird. There's some more of that Nebraska blue. Some other random cabs that are still unfinished. This guy, I don't know how for sure I'm gonna finish him, but I love that piece of malachite. It looks like a flame, either that or someone's chin, face, and then their big hairdo. Big on both sides. It's pretty thick. I don't know how I'm gonna cut that, but that'll be more of a pendant that'll have to be wire wrapped, and hang from a wire wrap. Nice piece of Rooted Crochet here. This is the blue Lake Superior agate. Some of them, rarely you will get blues. You'll get greens. You'll get some weird colors. Piece of condor agate. That's what it looks like. Mostly finished, just letting it finished off away. Okay, it's pretty cool. So those were that was a spray of some sort of crystal. They've been replaced. And this one is flowering onyx, I think is the name for that. It's kind of interesting. This is ruby zoisite. So the ruby is the pink, the zoisite's the green. So that's all the cabs that I know of that I have right now. There's probably more in some other cases somewhere. And I just, one second. One second. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I dropped my case here. So what is that? This is some of my face polished stuff. It's kind of like a pink quartz over some botryoidal or an agate. Kind of a neat cutout. Sorry. Those pink quartz over some botryoidal. Reddish orange piece of agate or petrified wood. You can see the petrified wood text on the outside, but I really like the kind of pastel colors. A piece of Montana agate, but it's got some nice blues and oranges around the edges. Another piece where you can see the blue and orange kind of fade between the colors. This is one of the blue Lake Superiors I was talking about. Like it's all the textures and patterns of a Lake Superior. It's just some of them are blue. Very rarely. Here's another Montana agate where you can see all the little figures in there. Pretty cool. And if you look at this side, it's actually got some botryoidal formation to it. So that was like a void on the inside of a crystal, but then or on the center of a pocket of agate. But I polished the outside because I thought it was cool. That one could show most. A baculite. It's a fossil of some sort, but that's like a calcite that replaced it. And put those patterns in there. Real neat stuff. Shines nicely under a black light. Piece of petrified wood. White on the outside, like blackish brown on the inside. There's another baculite. This one's a really nice one. Has a fracture that filled in with calcite and the little voids filled in with calcite. You can see some crystals in there. A little void there. Okay, super cool. This is a piece of the Nebraska blue calcite, but it doesn't really have the blue to it, just the calcite. There's a little spot of red right in the corner. Looks like a bloody mouth. But I just polished the outside shape on it just because I thought it was cool. It's a piece of petrified wood, but it's a weird one. This one's not, that was one I polished early on, so it's not a great polish. This is a piece of wood, agatized wood, but you can see the little tubes running through it all. I think that's pretty cool. Big chunk of Nebraska blue that I polished up. This is how you find this stuff. That whole bucket full, that's all Nebraska blue, and I got about 6 more of those buckets completely filled that I collected out there just this year. It's all over the place, but just gotta know where to find it. This is a Lake Superior agate, but it's just basically a quartz bowl. The reason it's a Laker is because that red outside rind, but the center fill is quartz instead of agate. This one I had for sale, but I decided not to sell it because I liked it so much. This is a Montana agate. The patterns in that one. And this is another fossil of some sort. I'm not 100% sure what kind. You can see those little round patterns. And then here's a few pieces of jewelry. My mom is a silversmith, as I said before. And so this is a few pieces of jewelry I've done where I've polished stone and she did the silversmithing work on it. That's the gem silica. And then this one is TP Canyon agate. And then I got... Which one should I show first? I'll show this one. So, this is a cab. I posted it on r/lapidary not that long ago. But that's Nebraska blue. But look at the colors and the botryoidal in that. So it's like you got the white lid on top of the Nebraska blue, and then the base material turns to a yellow, and you got the red lid on top of there. And I kept the botryoidal in the center and polished on it, so it's kind of a 3D shape. That'd be a wire wrapped one also. But then the weirdest thing is, so I got that one from a friend from helping them. That was probably collected in the 70s, and I cut it off and polished it just not so long, maybe a month ago. But then when I was out there, collecting this stuff this year, I found this one. It's literally the same exact formation pattern to it. It's white, laid on top of clear, or laid on top of the dark blue, and then you have that ridge running right to the center that divides them. And the base material turns to yellow, and then you have the red laid on top of that. I mean, like, I have never found that sort of thing before. Like, I'm going to make a cab out of this one, too. I'll cut off some of that back material and make a cab out of that one, too. But I have never seen something like that before, where it was, like, literally found that long apart, but the exact same pattern. Like, I don't think you get more exactly the same pattern than that one. It was kind of crazy. And then this is a stone that I did probably 6.5 years ago. And had it wire wrapped just recently for my birthday this year. See, look at that. So this is a septarian nodule, and it's that texture on both sides. So what I did is I polished the outside and got it to that egg shape, and then in each of those little voids there, I went in with the Dremel and polished them all out. And then a friend of mine, for my birthday this year, did the wire wrapping. So he's the person I'm going to have wire wrap that for me into a necklace not too soon, or not too long from now. But just love the texture and everything on that one. She did such an amazing job with it. Like, she's so good. It's insane. But okay, I think that's all I got to show off. I'll post this and hope you enjoyed.